Thank you, everyone, for subscribing to Infinitely Productions. If you have not done so, please click the bell and subscribe, and we hope you enjoy our content.
1962, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. But love is not what draws patrons to Center City's infamous Celebrity Room. Here, 29-year-old attorney Bobby Simone rubs shoulders with a shadowy sector of Philly society. On this particular evening, he's in for a lot more than cocktails and conversation. The dark-eyed beauty on stage is about to change the course of his life forever.
Lillian Reese. She had legs that didn't stop. They were gorgeous, beautiful face, great figure, and she had the brains to go with it.
But tonight, Lillian Reese needs a good lawyer. And when she picks Bobby Simone, she's going to launch one of the most brilliant and controversial careers the criminal courts have ever seen.
I'm defense attorney Bruce Cutler. Most offenders spend their careers carefully walking a line, representing accused criminals, but not getting too intimate with them. For nearly 30 years, defense attorney Bobby Simone danced on that line. And it all started with a sexy Philadelphia dancer by the name of Lillian Reese, a street-smart showgirl who was accused of a legendary robbery known as the Pottsville Heist.
On a warm summer night in 1959, a very large pile of money disappears from the home of a Pennsylvania tycoon.
This was one of the most celebrated heists in Pennsylvania history. There's this coal baron, John Rich, lives in Pottsville. Now, he's away on vacation, and there's a robbery at his home. And his family reports that the house was broken into, the safe was busted into.
Estimates for the cash stolen run as high as $500,000, and police think that Lillian Reese is behind the whole operation.
Tiger Lil, we used to call her. But, no, we had a close relationship. I was very friendly with Lillian, and we did things together. We stole together. I mean, she'll rob a bank with you. I mean, this is the kind of balls she's got.
Her boyfriend was Ralph Jr. Stano, a handsome young wise guy.
The cops believe that an admirer of Reese tipped her off that John Rich kept large sums of cash at his home and that he was out of town. Then she sent Junior Stano and a few of his hoodlum buddies up to Pottsville to pull off the job. Where are the police getting their information? From one of the burglars, Vincent Blaney. Vincent's brother Richard has his own troubles with the police, and he turned Vincent in. Both men are cooperating, but not for long.
One of them was found washed up on the shore with a bullet in his head. And the other one started his car one morning, and the car didn't start, but the bomb went off.
Now, I don't know if Junior was involved in that or Lillian was involved in it, but somebody killed both these guys, these both brothers, because they started to cooperate with the police.
So by the time Lillian Reese goes to trial, the Blaneys are no longer potential witnesses, and her first trial ends in a hung jury. When it comes time for the retrial, she supposedly doesn't have enough money to retain the same attorney she had in the original trial, and she's a friend of Bobby Simone.
I was in her nightclub one night, and she asked me if I would represent her in the upcoming retrial of the case. And I explained to her that I really am not a criminal lawyer. She said, Bobby, I trust you, and I know you're a good lawyer, and I know you can handle this. I knew how high profile the case was, so if she was willing to gamble with me, I was willing to gamble with her.
And so they go up to Pottsville for the second trial. And she's tried, and she's convicted.
That's when young Bobby Simone hits on the perfect issue for an appeal. A violation of constitutional rights so common that only a newcomer would have the nerve to challenge it.
The police read these statements of these two informants, and these guys implicated her in the crime. She didn't make any statement. She just refused to answer the question. She exercised her Fifth Amendment right. And at that time, those kind of silent sequences were admissible as an admission of guilt.
By not saying anything doesn't incriminate yourself. And that was the issue around which the appeals were built. And subsequently, all the convictions were overturned. And eventually, rather than go to trial, the cases were thrown out, and they were all exonerated. To this day, you talk to people in law enforcement who will tell you, those people got away with $500,000, you know. And this is 1959. $500,000 in 59 is like, what, $3-4 million today.
It is a triumph for the young lawyer. In 1966, Simone tops it by suing the Saturday Evening Post over an unflattering profile of Lillian Reese. Reese wins a jury award of almost $2 million.
So the next thing that happens, these people start coming in, not with accident cases, but with indictments and complaints and criminal cases. And I started working as a criminal lawyer.
As long as I can remember, I wanted to be a lawyer. As long as I saw movies or TV about lawyers or read about them in the paper or read about a case in the paper, I was attracted to it. It was like a magnet. I was attracted to the courtroom.
But practicing law is harder than it looks on TV. Simone learns that in 1955 when he leaves his childhood hangouts in Philadelphia's working-class Logan neighborhood and goes across town to Temple University Law School. Within a few years of graduation, Simone has what every young lawyer wants, a high-profile victory. Now Philadelphians in trouble want to hire the man from the newspaper, Lillian Reese's lawyer.
Among the people that were coming in with these criminal cases were certain guys. They were considered by the press and by the government to be organized crime.
It's only a matter of time before Simone comes to the attention of the most powerful men in Philly. Angelo Bruno, the boss of the Philadelphia Mafia, and his number 2 man, Phil Chicken Man Testa.
I met Angelo Bruno with Phil Testa in a bar in South Philadelphia called the Friendly Bar. They walked in and introduced themselves to me after the owner of the bar told them that I had just won a case for the bartender. They were gentlemen.
You're supposed to be the reputed head of the mob in Philadelphia.
That's BS. You know what BS says? Not bachelor of science either.
Angelo Bruno was, in essence, a bookmaker and a loan shark. That was the wheel around which it all revolved.
And if loan sharking is the wheel of the Philadelphia mob in 1970, all spokes lead to this man, Frank Sindone.
Treacherous guy. He was feared. He'd loan you money, you better pay.
Frank Sindone was the principal bookmaker for the Bruno crime family in the 60s and 70s, and he operated out of a steak shop here, Frank's Cabana.
If you didn't like the meat, you didn't complain, because he had a very bad-looking face.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and check out more of our content. Feel free to give your feedback and suggestions on what we should do next in the comments. This is Infinite Lee Productions. We love ya.